While the president hit the campaign trail, Vice President Pence attended the Munich Security Conference, where he reassured allies that they could rely on the Trump administration.
The United States of America strongly supports NATO and will be unwavering in our commitment to this transatlantic alliance.
A number of high-ranking U.S. officials also attended the conference, including South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. We spoke with him earlier from Munich. Senator, you are there with foreign leaders from all over Europe. What's their view of the Trump administration?
I think they feel better after Vice President Pence spoke and General Mattis. America First has been a little hard to understand. A lot of people over here believe it's going back to the 20s and 30s isolationism, where America sort of retreats from the region. Vice President Pence's speech was terrific. We're going to be more involved in NATO, not less. We're going to have more troops supporting our friends in Europe against aggression by Russia. It seems to be America First is not withdrawing from NATO or the world, but asking our partners to do more, and they should.
The defense minister of Estonia, where you were in December, and which feels some pressure from Russia, has said that Russia has become more aggressive since the election. What's your sense of that?
She's dead right. Russia has interfered in every democracy in their backyard. They're coming after the French and the Germans. They tried to interfere in our election, even though they didn't change the outcome. They did interfere. They hacked into the Democratic National Committee. Podesta's emails were leaked to WikiLeaks. The Russians were involved to hurt Clinton. The bottom line is it is now time to punish Russia.
And in his press conference, President Trump was given all of the things Russia has done recently to provoke the United States. There's a Russian trawler 30 miles off of Norfolk. He said he wasn't going to say what his response would be. What was your response to his posture with respect to Russia and those recent provocations?
I can understand why he may not want to show his hands, but let me say this. If we forgive and forget about what Russia did in our own election, we'll invite aggression in the next election by Chinese and the Iranians. It was Democrats this time. It could be Republicans next time. So the Congress is in a different place. I'm leading the charge with Senator McCain and others to pass a bill to sanction Russia for interfering in the 2016 elections, to hit them harder. I think it will pass with overwhelming bipartisan support and will be a signal, a pushback to Russia that if you keep doing this, you're going to pay a heavy price. And I hope the president will embrace this.
On the domestic policy front, there's a lot of issues coming up with the replacement of Obamacare and also comprehensive tax reform. When you look at this White House a month in, what's your assessment of the operations, the way things are running at the White House so far and based on what's ahead?
They've done some good things. The Keystone Pipeline, reviving the coal industry, the executive order rollout about the 7 countries' extreme vetting did not go very well. They're going to fix that. General Kelly was here, Homeland Security Secretary. They're going to roll out a new executive order. The NSA firing of General Flynn. These things happen, but here's what I'm feeling better about. The people around President Trump. His cabinet is terrific in terms of quality. Mattis, Tillerson, General Kelly. We need to get a good national security advisor. Reince Priebus, I've known him for years. He has a good relationship with the Hill. So he's got a good team around him. They have stumbled, but let's just wait and see what this year holds. The Congress is stumbling. Republicans in the Congress, we're all tied up in knots. The House is talking about a tax plan that won't get 10 votes in the Senate. So it's just not the administration that's got problems. Republicans in the House and the Senate have problems, and hopefully we'll get our act together.
Senator, what do you make of the president's comment that the press should be seen as the enemy of the American people?
The backbone of democracy is a free press and an independent judiciary, and they're worth fighting and dying for. The bottom line here is America is not becoming a dictatorship. Senator McCain was right to say that we need, as politicians, understand the role of the press and jealously guard it. But I would say this to the American press corps. When it comes to Trump, you're over the top. You're acting more like an opposition party. Every president's had problems with the press. You need to do your job. But from a Republican point of view, I think the coverage against President Trump has been almost to the point of being hysterical. and y'all need to do some self-evaluation, in my view. But the enemies of democracy, at the end of the day, are not the press. It's Russia, it's Iran, and radical Islam. But I think our friends in the press back home need to up their game, because it really is hard to watch from a Republican point of view.
And Senator, you wanted to add something?
Yeah. When it comes to Russia, the one thing that bothers me most about President Trump is that he never seems to forcefully embrace the idea that Russia's interference in our election in 2016 is something that should be punished. I'm a Republican. It happened to the Democrats. It could happen to Republicans next. When one party's attacked, all of us are attacked. And one thing I'm looking for is a more forceful response from President Trump when it comes to what Russia did in our election. Putin is not a friend of democracy. George W. Bush miscalculated who Putin was. Obama was weak and indecisive in the face of Russian aggression. And my advice to President Trump is don't repeat Obama's mistake. And for God's sakes, don't empower Russia for forgiving them in terms of what they did in our election. And if we don't hit them hard, you will be empowering Russia.